Welcome to another episode of Project Nurple, the project dog that leaves the toilet seat up. Last time we started modifying the front end, so we rusted up our bonnet, we fitted a bonnet vent and we laminated the front headlights. This time, we're getting serious. We fitted some coilovers and doing something about this shitty paint. One of the first parts of this job was to spray this WD-40 releasing fluid on all of the rusty bolts found in the front and rear suspension components. This is going to make our job a lot easier further down the line. Having chemically loosened the bolts, the next step was just to start undoing things. The rear suspension on the Polo is very simple, with just one bolt holding things in at the bottom and then a top mount assembly inside the boot of the car as well. To access the rear suspension top mounts, a couple of pieces of plastic trim had to come out, but with a certain amount of finesse this didn't take much time at all. With the trim removed, you can easily access the retaining nut on top of the strut and then drop the whole damper assembly out but down through the wheel arch. When refitting the top mount to the new suspension strut, get a friend to grip the shaft whilst you twiddle the nuts. With that done, it's now time to start reassembling the suspension. It's now time to set the ride height, put a little grease on the threads, and then tighten off the locking ring. Now we've got the coilovers on, we're just going to finalise the ride height, make a few little adjustments, and then we're going to take the arch liners out and roll the wheel up. This gives us a bit more clearance because we've got quite a big oversized set of tyres to put on this, so we've got to make some little adjustments just to make it all work, but hopefully it should be good. While this was all happening, I fitted this rear strut brace which I had left over from my previous GTI. The next job was to disassemble the front suspension, which, thanks to that releasing fluid, came apart relatively easy, considering how rusty it was. Alright, so we got our front coilovers on. A little bit more of a pain than the rears, but we got them on there okay. Next we're going to drop out the front arch liners too, to give us a bit more clearance up here, and then roll these front fenders to give us some more tyre clearance. With the liners removed, I then attacked the arch with the arch rolling tool to give us even more tyre clearance. But then, Tim's arrived. So what do you reckon? Other than
it's changed a bit.
With the suspension mostly done, we dropped the car back down, turned it around and began prepping the paintwork. We did this using a mixture of power tools, flapper discs and just sandpaper, and also removing the easy to remove components so that we didn't have to mask them off. Okay, so we've got our coilovers on, and as you can see we've already started prepping the paint for our new paint job, which we're going to throw down nice and quickly in a minute. But first we need to mask off all the glass and the remaining tail lights and components where appropriate. So the masking's all done, now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle. Paint! With the painting done in record time, all that's left to do is now to remove the masking and admire the finished product. That's it for this instalment of Project Nurple. Stay tuned for next time when we'll do the big reveal of the full finished car.